Welcome to this week's Sunday Live with me, Leon BARTROPP, and the community that we've built over the last year to answer your questions and queries to help put more fish on the bank for you. Evening, guys. Hope you're well. Now, the little format of what we're doing here tonight, I believe we will be live on, I'm just going to check, we'll be live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube, both at the same time. So hopefully we'll receive your messages from both. If not, I've got a little contingency plan so I can see on my little screen down there if I get any messages from Facebook as well. So hopefully you're seeing me on Facebook as well. Maybe not. Ah, yep, I can see it. Definitely. Evening, guys. Evening to everyone. So just wait for everyone to join the discussion tonight. Hope you're all well. Weather's absolutely terrible, isn't it? It's pouring. It's snowing here today. Pouring with snow, but not settling because it's too warm. Evening, James Green, Martin, Aaron Paul, Ray, Billy Martin. Evening to you all.
More fish on the bank for you.
Let me just...
Evening, guys. Hope you're well. Now you
can see some... Hi, Barry Pierce, who's watching on Facebook. That was my little contingency plan. Hi, John Rushton as well. So whilst this isn't infallible, this software that I'm using, it's I should be getting messages coming up from Facebook as well, but I'm not. So I'm going to have to sort that out for next time. So I'm going to have to look on my screen here to see what messages I'm getting from Facebook. Bear with me a second, guys. Evening, Steve Peach, Clint Bullock. Evening. How you doing as well, mate? Shannon Wright, Nick Minner. Evening. Yeah, weather is terrible tonight, Nick, isn't it? Really bad, isn't it? It's not good at all. Let me just try and get out of this so I can see some comments on here. Okay. Ah, evening, Gavin Johnson as well. Mr. Summit himself. Stuart Blackley, evening to you. Essex Carper, evening. Andy Gibbons, hi mate. Hope everyone's well. Who's been out the weekend? Did you catch? What was the weather like? What was the conditions like? Frank O'Connor, evening to you as well. Sean Atkinson's watching on Facebook as well. Sean Marchington, evening. Evening to you all. Hope you're all well. I'm just trying to catch up with the comments on Facebook as well at the same time. Looking slimmer. Cheers, Dick. Thank you very much. Well, I've lost about 6 to 8 pounds on this diet, no carbs diet. So in this it's about 3 weeks now. I've stayed on it. For the most part, anyway. I've had a little bit of carbs here and there, but for the most part, I've been staying on it. One of the main things has been I've been having breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person, but I've been having breakfast and eating normally throughout the day. Here, Mark Beaver says he went piking, had one out. Ben Wallace says, is that a new black chicken jug? This is the jet black chicken hoodie. Look. There you go. That's the new jet black one. New one that I've sourced. If you go to the website, www.leoncarper.com, you'll see all the hoodies on there. I've got a few new t-shirts there. And I've got lots of new designs and different bits and pieces. But these come in 11 different colours now. From bloody pink, yellow, burgundy. This new jet black one. The Obsessive Carper, he's out in the morning for 48 hours. But... don't know where to go for a chance for a bite. It's a bit difficult, isn't it, Darren, at the moment? Guys, the Obsessive Carper. Now, if you haven't seen his YouTube channel, he covers loads of day ticket waters, like Farlows, like Willows, all them type of waters, mainly Farlows. And he needs to get to 1,000 subscribers. I think he's on about 900. But if you guys don't know, YouTube have come in with this magical thing that if you're under 1,000 subscribers and you haven't got 4,000 hours of watch time, they're going to cut your channel down. Which, you know, they might even get rid of it eventually for some God knows reason. They're not looking after the normal guys who put stuff out. So, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the Obsessive Carper's channel, get yourself over there, hit that subscribe button. Let's get him up over 1,000 so he keeps his channel. There's some really good stuff on there. You know, he does the vlogs like I do. He does the live feeds, which are really good. Loads of really good information for all of us on his channel. So that's for all you guys on Facebook as well. Get yourself over to the Obsessive Carper, his YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe key. It's helped him get over 1,000 subscribers. Evening Carp Fishing Dreams. Evening the Vaping Carper, Big Tomo. He was on A1 pits yesterday and today. Nothing out of all the pits. No, it's bloody cold. What was it like up there? Was the lakes frozen? It was cold last few days. Michael Pierce is out Tuesday morning. His first start of 2008, 36 hours. Mark Paul Rossum, shout out to you. Stuart Blackley's thinking of going to Sudbury sometime. See you on, is it good as people say? Don't really know, Sudbury. Yeah, Alan Belcher says, Leon, the Evolution. Let me just have a little, see if we can go back up there a second. I'm missing a lot of the comments where it goes so quick. Evening Barry Parsons, evening Ian Smith. Vaping Carp said it was frozen this morning and they're average 20 foot deep. Bloody hell. Must have been cold up there, A1 pits. Where is A1 pits? It's up about Midlands area, North Midlands, isn't it? I've heard of it, but I've never fished it. Evening Barry Parsons. Graham Rowland, good to see you as always, mate. Lakes are solid around the Durham area. Ben Wallace is off to Cromwell next week. Anthony Vane on Facebook's had his first fish of the year, £30 4 ounce. He's buzzing. I'd be buzzing, especially this time of the year. Guys, I haven't had a fish for over a month now. Over a month. I've been 3 or 4 times, just can't get on the fish or they're not feeding. This time of year, you catch one, it's a proper result, I tell you. Proper result. George Vane as well, hi to you, mate. What else we got there? Neil Price, hi Neil, bloody cold, been snowing here in Peterborough, been snowing here in Kent as well. Evening Lars Donkers. Well, let's have a look how many we've got in on the other screen so far. 227 people watching on YouTube. I've got to be careful here because where I'm streaming on both platforms. 54 on Facebook. So we've got about 280 people altogether. So this is the second time I've done it where we ask the questions and answers and help each other on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. It's quite a bit of a bloody nightmare trying to hook it all up and get it working right, and can't see all the messages properly, but we'll get there in the end and we'll have it flowing lovely so everyone can see exactly. Oh, blimey, look. Something I've just noticed. You're never going to believe this. What an idiot I am, right? I can see all my messages coming up on the left, but I can see all the messages for Facebook on the right as well. I'll answer some of the Facebook ones as well. Jonathan Gibson, evening to you. Teresa Franklin, hi Lil. Carp Dog, he's downstairs with Mrs. B. Evening Daniel Hegan, Kevin Bennett, Alan George Green, evening to you. Sean Jackson. It seems that everybody is blanking or waiting for spring. I can't wait for spring. I love winter, but this winter's been up and down so much. You get high pressure, low pressure, warm, minus temperatures, lakes freezing. Then you get 10 degrees the next day, then minus the day after. Fish don't know whether they're coming or going. Martin Hall, good to see you, mate. He likes the show. Shane Peter says, where do I get my hair cut? It's called Wash and Go. It's with a razor. I've been like this for about 20 years. Right, let's move that about. I'm gonna get this working properly so I can see what the bloody hell's going on. Because that's better. I can see now. I can see both lots of messages coming up. Dean Woolard, evening to you. Jason, he caught a cold. Evening, Craig Render. Graham Sutcliffe, evening to you. Fluffy one is downstairs, Lewis Davis. So what's everyone's tactics been? Have you been putting in a lot of bait, a lot of spod mix? You know, you're fishing singles. I've been fishing a lot of singles. I really wanted to put in the old hemp and maize, chop boilies and that. But the lakes I've been fishing, like the Park Lake and Sandhurst, they're just not feeding. So I can't see the point of putting lots of bait out or even 4 or 5 spoms out. I've been sitting on my hands. I really want to put the bait out, see if that'll make any difference. But I'm watching other guys spomming. They're not getting the action either. So what have you been doing? The guys out there on Facebook and YouTube, what have you been doing? Have you been putting a bit of bait in, fishing singles? I mean, I do like fishing singles, but in the winter, I do like to put a bit of bait in. If they're having that little feed, I like to capitalise on it. Get them feeding even more with lots of stuff which is highly digestible to them. Perry Webb says he's out. Him and his mate for his birthday is out for 72 hours on Sandhurst this Thursday. You've got a big wind coming Wednesday, I think, so that you might be hitting it just right. It seems to be on Sandhurst at the moment. When you get a big wind or you get lots of oxygen in the water, a few fish come out. A really small little window. I suppose it's a bit like that all around the country. Little small windows. If you're not there, you're not going to catch. If you're there, you've got a real good chance of catching. Singles, Thomas Henry Myers singles, got them in carp with single wire tracked PVA bags. David Grenville, that's a really underrated winter tactic, the old PVA bags, with a bit of dust in there, you know, a bit of chop boily, you know, whatever you want to put in there, a bit of liquids. Dean Willard says, few boilies maybe. Mark Paul Rossum, he's going to do the opposite and fill it in. Well, it could work, you know, something like that, filling it in. Could work. Last winter, I was filling it in and it was working. This winter, can't get a bite of, well, can't get a bite, singles or other bait. Little stick mixes. Garth Sykes on Facebook has said, yeah, stick mixes. I don't see many people using the old sticks anymore. Remember the old dynamite sticks? Nick Elliott sort of come up with the idea. Used to use them and promote them quite a lot. I don't see many people using them anymore. I mean, I don't know if you guys do, but I haven't put one on for a long time. I know a lot of guys that I know of going fishing. They've got 2 rods out for carp and 1 out for pike at the moment because the carp action is just non-existent, and they're picking up 1 or 2 pike on dead baits during the day. I might have to stick one out myself, I think, the way it's going. Vic Ward on YouTube says, how does this winter compare to previous winters as far as your catch rate goes? Well, my catch rate, I've had 1 fish since December. Admittedly, it was a really a nice one, £47 plus. But since then, nothing. Last year, it was consistent. Every couple of trips, I was in with a chance of getting a bite, or I'd have 2 fish. Next couple of trips, nothing. Then have a couple of fish. They seem to be a lot more active, and you seem to be out, you know, you'd be a lot more confident. Does Smith on YouTube says, are you attending any carp shows this year? So I will be next weekend. I will be at the Brentwood show. Guys, if you're there, come and say hello. Ask me any of your questions, or even just to come and say hello. Hi. You know, and I'll be happy to speak to you. It'd be good to see any of you guys who watch this, put a face, you know, name to the face and everything. Yeah, it'd be good. So I'll be there on the Summit Tackle Stand all weekend. The following weekend, if you live in Holland or Germany, or you're going to the Zwolle show, I'll be there. So again, come and see me. I should again be on the Summit Tackle Stand next to the Rod Hutchinson stand. So come and say hello. Good to see you, George. Be good to see you as well, mate. Yeah, Michael Peters says, strange winter this year, Leon. Had better success last year. So did I. I had a lot better success last year. Am I going to the Northern English show? I should be at the Northern English show. I should be there as well. And the Big One show. And Heridian Hengelsport in Germany. I should be there. So, guys, if you're about, come and say hello. It'd be great. John Kelly on Facebook said he's enjoying the show, mate. Good one. Thanks. Thanks for all you guys for turning up. You know, how many have we got on Facebook now? Let's have a look. We've got 57 people on Facebook. And we've got 246. We've got over 300 tonight. Never think we're going to beat our record of 365. Do you remember, guys, when we had 365 in here on one Tuesday night? Crazy, wasn't it? Just before Christmas. Yeah, my last carp was early December as well. GWL78 on YouTube. Angling pressure got them in carp, says? No, because last year, the lakes like Sandhurst, it was a lot more busier and there's a lot more fish coming out. I think it's just one of them winters where everywhere doesn't fish very well. Just think, you know, you have them winters, you have a really good winter, then you have 2 or 3 which are okay, mediocre, not too bad. Then you have a really mild one which fishes well. You know, it's not long now. I thought that was a carp dog coming in. It's not long now before spring. I mean, we're almost at the end of January. You've only got 6 weeks or something before it's, you know, middle of March when they start waking up, when them light hours get longer. That's what I've found really wakes them up. That first, about between the 10th of March onwards, when the light is a lot more, then fish naturally they start waking up. You start, a few more bites start coming out. So we're only about 6 weeks away from that. Billy Martin says, bad winter, Leon, thinking of taking up roach fishing. Well, it wouldn't be a bad idea at the moment, I tell you. Gareth Sykes says, stick mix with dampened base mix. Evening, Simon Elsmore. Evening to you. There you go. Simon had a nice fish out of Sandhurst recently. That was on a big wind as well. A lot more oxygen in the water. But hopefully, after a few of the shows I've done, I'm going to try and get myself down to Willow Park. Try and get down there. Try and get a bite. I'm struggling at the moment. Yeah, James Darvel says, evening Leon, hope you're well. A few of us are going to Linear of St John's late March for a week session. Was wondering what type of hook bait would you suggest. Linear St John's, I would fish probably, I'd see what the weather conditions are like, see what the pressure is, air pressure. Zigs would be a good thing. March time, zigs, but then bit of spot mix, fish a couple of rods on one spot, and then fish a zig as well. That's how I'd go. I'd see what's working, and then if I start getting bites on zig, I'd go all 3 over the zig. If I start getting bites at the bottom, I'd go all 3 on the bottom on the same spot. Just keep the bait going in, and I think you'll have a good time. Steve 693 says, evening Leon, when you're next on the bank, I'm hoping to go tomorrow afternoon. Yep, Willow Park is where Darren, the obsessive carper, has got his cherry match as well. B1, Alan Mutlow says, B1 up in Oxford on the Linear Complex. They're starting to come out of there. So guys, if you're looking for a bite somewhere and you're up that way, B1's always been a good, because the amount of fish in there, it's always been, and that could be moody though, that's always been good for a chance of a bite. Paul Tyson says, brass monkey's looking for a welder up here. It's that cold. Bloody hell. Evening, Del the Anger. Yeah, even he says this winter it seems hard work. It does see hard work, doesn't it, this winter? Neil Recce on Facebook. He sent me a tip about the Coleman Few, like lots of you guys did. Give it a... If you haven't seen that video I did about the Coleman 533 Sportster stove on the YouTube channel, have a look over there. But another little tip that a lot of you guys sent me, and Neil Recce has just put it on Facebook, is that I use unleaded, the premium unleaded. Now he says every now and again, put through a tank of the Coleman Few. And it gives it a good clean out. So there's a tip for you guys as well. Mark Wormington, good to see you, mate. Ady Blanford, evening, mate. Hope you're well. Andrew Simmons says he's had one bite of winter and it fell off. I feel your pain, mate. I really feel your pain. David Grenfell said, Brentwood next week. Am I selling me bits? Oh, dear. I won't be selling these. These are the new black chicken hoodies. You can get these on the website, but I'll be there on the Summit stand working for them all weekend. So come and say hello, guys. Gavin Johnson, Mr. Summit himself. He says, hello, mate. I like the black hoodie. That would look good on me. Look, Mr. Summit himself, the boss of Summit, Gavin Johnson. There you go, look. Also a bit of Red X in your fill, Dave Turner says. Yep, that can work as well. Marmite with liver, yes or no? Smithy Smith says, I love liver. Marmite has got a real good little, there's a yeast extract in there. So Marmite, I think there was a bait Yate they used to do called Secret Squirrel or something like that. That used to have Marmite in it, or that yeast extract anyway. Carpy Stever says, are you going to be adding things to new t-shirts? Yeah, I've got a whole new lot coming out for the spring. Evening, Phil Humphreys. David Fisher, evening to you as well. Mark Worman says, am I still using this net? I am occasionally, but I'm not catching anything at the moment, so I've been using it, Mark. But that's a really good little... I'm surprised it's not used a lot other places, but I won't say anything more than that in case someone nicks the idea. Little shout out to Grace Davenport. She's 6 years of age and she's watching all of us on YouTube tonight. Max Lloyd said, did you catch anything when you were fishing last time? No, blankly blank, Terry Wogan, checkbook and pen. Unfortunately. Evening, Carl G. Hope you're well. Watching on YouTube. Hope you're feeling better. I think you've been ill recently, haven't you? Yep, good luck to you, Lewis Davis, who's out tomorrow. Mark Renwick has said there's been a few out of Willow the weekend. Good. I mean, that's a really... I mean, Willow is another good place where you've always got a chance of a bite. You know, Ady Blanford, who's got the Top Penguin YouTube channel, he's done a few videos up there. And I've heard of the odd fish coming out, and quite a few fish coming out. If you're looking for somewhere... day ticket water where you've got a good chance of catching no matter whatever the conditions are, get yourself up there, because I believe it's quite shallow and the fish are a lot more active. There's some absolute stunners in there. Mike Rose says, have you seen the Calder Masterclass 5 yet, Leon? No, I haven't, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. The Welsh Carp Catchers is going to be at the charity match. And hope to have a few bites. Hope everyone has a few bites and makes that charity match, the Obsessive Carpers, really a good charity match. Evening, Mark Wozencroft. Ryan Rowland says, say hello to Carl, he's a miserable son. Yeah. Black treacle, that's another good one. Any treacle, I tell you, you'll be surprised the additives you can find in your supermarket. Pelican, you know, treacle. You know, look at bloody sweet corn you can go and buy in a can. Probably one of the best, if not the best bait of all time. There's you know, hoisin sauce and things like that in there that's got all these proteins and little aminos in them and all bits and pieces that we eat, we use in our cooking and that. Got... put it as a liquid in your spot mix or your bag mix or something like that. You know, just try it. MJ Murr, good to see you, mate. I shall be at the Manchester show, Mark Warrington. Come and see me, mate. Mark Wozencroft says, evening, Leon. What's your tip for a quick bite at this time of the year? Mark, you shouldn't be asking me that because you've been having quite a good winter, I believe. It depends, the way I see it, it depends on the lake you're fishing. If you're fishing a runs water, depending on what the weather's doing, zigs are such a good, you know, they're such a good all winter. If I had one thing to use all winter, if I was staying on one lake that was relatively deep, I'd go on the zigs, 100%. All three rods would be on them. Hey guys, I've got a question for you on Facebook and YouTube. What are the little things that you've bought or you buy from Tesco's or Sainsbury's or whatever that you include in your fishing, or when you're making bait, or in your liquids, or in your mix, or your bag mix, or whatever? What would you swear by that most people go, oh, that's just a liquid that you use for cooking Chinese food? What little products have you found there? Could be oats, you know, like breakfast cereal that you put in whatever you're doing in your fishing, whatever time of year it is, that you found works. Bread's another good one, Lewis McGuire says. Liquidised bread. Don't see many people using that. Carpy Chris Dodd says, inline carping is Daddy Fairbrass. He may well be. Pete Walters says coconut milk without fail. See, look, there's loads of stuff out there, isn't there, that you can add in. Vodka and salt, Garth Sykes says. Guys, if you haven't done it already, hit that like button, share the love, whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube. Michael Pears says, we didn't say that, he said condensed milk. Condensed milk's another really good one, like Bailey's as well. Bailey's, you can put that in. I mean, I know Adam Penning, he swears by Bailey's with the alcohol content in there, the creaminess of it that he puts in his little bag mix or whatever it is. Rice pudding, Aaron Paul says, lots of carbs in there, lots of liquids going up in the water as well. Sunflower oil. There you go. Chili, sweet corn. Chili olive oil. Yeah, that's another good one. Wouldn't use olive oil in the winter though. Only you, because it congeals a lot, olive oil. As does chili oil with dried chimp. There, look, there's another good one. Fish sauce, proper salty. Simon Thompson says on Facebook. There you go, Mark Wazencroft, who knows how to catch a fish or two. Back in the day, it was whiskey or vodka. Now he's using Bailey's himself. There you go, Bailey's. Whiskey, soak your baits in it, Mark Wovington says. Do you remember that Nashi had a bait or a liquid or something? Whiskey, I think it was. Discontinued it years ago, but that used to do really well. Vanilla extract and maple syrup, Stu Unzi says. Sonny Redstone, good to see you here, mate. And don't forget, guys, if you haven't subscribed to mine or any of the other guys' YouTube channels, hit that subscribe. If you like these type of things that we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon. Then what will happen is you'll get notified every time we upload a new video. I'm hoping to get the Obsessive Carpers YouTube channel over 1,000. He needs over 1,000. I mean, this guy does all the charity work and everything. Need to get it over 1,000 so YouTube don't cut off all these little benefits that he gets from making these videos. All us small YouTube guys need to get over that 1,000. Just show your support, guys, because they might have to stop doing what they're doing. And all the good videos that we see from all these guys. Evening, AD, Top Penguin. Hope you're well. Tariq, good to see you, mate. Yep, Mrs. B's good as well. Yeah, Jarvis Carpy one says oats and condensed milk. Marty Deathbridge, whiskey isotonic. Sesame seed oil. Oh, toasted sesame seed oil. It's one of my favourite oils, that is. And it is for the winter as well. Del the Angler says Tesco's finest bacon brown sauce. Don't catch more, but makes him feel better. Good call. Paul Thorogood, don't worry about being late, mate. Come in, go out, turn up, don't turn up. It's up to you guys. I'm just grateful that you're here. Matthew Randall, royally blank today. I think everyone's in the same boat at the moment, mate. Evening, Phil Guy. Manny Hunt says chickpeas. Yeah, chickpeas are very, you know, under the radar particle. You know, I've seen some people catch some good fish using chickpeas. Hazelnut oil. There you go. There's another one. Hazelnuts are very good as well. So are Brazil nuts. They're very good. Half a Brazil nut, but some Brazil nuts are quite buoyant. So you can use those on a little wide gape or something, have it popped up on the top, a little bag or a little PVA mesh bag with ground up nut and a bit of nut oil in there, or whatever time of year. Here you go. Mark Workner says that the Nash Whiskey Bait is still available. It's now called Manchester Specials, the Nash Whiskey Bait, sold in Carp Fever, Droylsden, Manchester. There you go, still about. It's just like the Tutti Frutti, Richworth Tutti Frutti. I believe Hinders is now selling it. I haven't seen any myself, but guys, if you bought it, is it still the same? Is it as good as it always was? I mean, that Richworth Tutti, that would buy you a bite sometimes in the winter. Susan Batterham is a new subscriber. Welcome, Susan. Monkey Nuts, Jason says. Is that, are you calling me Monkey Nuts or you use Monkey Nuts? So, is anyone actually out tonight fishing Sunday night? Anybody out there got their rods on the dance floor, in the weather, in that snow today, actually fishing, feeling confident that you get, which you always got to feel confident, even if you don't really think you're going to get a bite. You've got to be confident. You've got to try and talk that carp up into your net. Mike Quinn says Brazil nuts, AK Ronaldo's. Get a Ronaldo on. I love it. Mark Rosencroft's got a little tip he's sharing with us on Facebook. He puts a little neat Baileys and then puts a powdered additive like liver powder or something similar to do for a lovely haze around the hook bait. There you go. See, I use liver powder a lot. I use it even more in the winter time to coat me baits. You can either, I give them a little glug. I mean, I did a video on it, guys. Search it out on there to show you how to pimp up your boilies and your hook baits. I use hydrolyzed liver powder and the liquid. Let it soak in, a little bit of hemp oil, or you can use a bit of better steam or whatever, just to soak it into those little 10 millers or 15 millers or chop baits or whatever you're using. And then coat them in liver powder and just leave them for a couple of days. Then I put them out. It sort of puts a crust on them. You know, it sucks it in. Liver, fish need it. It's not a question they like it, they love it, but they need it in the winter time. Just one of them things they need. There you go, the Obsessive Carper saying thank you everyone for supporting his channel, subscribing. That's what we're here for. We're here to help each other. You know, we're not here to have a go at each other and troll each other. We're here to help each other. That's what it's about. You know, it's only fishing at the end of the day. The Obsessive Carper, how many subscribers have you got now? How many do you need? How many have you got and how many do you need? Yeah, Mike Smith says curry powder in a mix in a PVA bag. Yeah, nice and spicy. We're doing on Facebook. We've got 182 comments on Facebook. How many people on there? We've got 40 people on Facebook, 182 comments, 96 likes. How many have we got on YouTube? We've got 268. Look at that. It's crazy. You know, for a little channel like mine, brilliant, guys, that we can all get together, share our fishing, you know, ask questions. Paul Bradley says, are you at the Manchester show both days? I should be there both days. It's all about the community who else carp catches. Exactly. It's not about me. If you weren't here, I wouldn't be doing it, would I? It's all about us. LJ Beat says, good to see you back on live. It's a pleasure to be here, as always. The Obsessive Carper's got 935. Last time I looked, he had about 870 something. So we're getting there. He's got about another 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's, no, it's actually February to 4 weeks to get to 1,000. So we've got to support him, get him to over 1,000 because he does all the charity stuff. He's doing a charity event. You know, got to support each other. Evening, David Etok. When is the Manchester show? Oh, blimey. I think it's February the 24th, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Ben Osborne says, hemp, how long before you use it do you prepare it? Do you think the fresher the better, or like tigers? I like to leave it a couple of days because I mix mine with groats. So the groats, whilst they're very milky, they suck in all the oils from the hemp when it's cooking. So, and if you leave it for a day or 2 days, you put other bits and pieces in there, and it just soaks into even more. So it takes longer to come out. Creates a big haze in the water. Not many to go now. Not many to go. The obsessive carper, Darren. Want to see you get, it's their mission now to get you to 1,000, mate. Graham Rowland says, question, why is congealed oil bad? It is still a top in winter. It's still a great energy source. It is a great energy source. But to me, it doesn't, there's other better oils that don't congeal that dissipate in the water column. Look at hemp oil, Graham. Hemp oil, it floats. So if you just put it over your boilies, straight away it's just going to float and go at the top. But you infuse it, you mix it with something else into the mix or whatever, it's going to come out at different intervals. But I want that oil to come out and go at the top, because any fish in the upper layers, which they are this time of year or in the summer, that those little droplets of hemp oil is going to hit their olfactory glands. Well, basically what that is, their nose, their senses, and they might come down to investigate more. So I don't want something that congeals, even though it's a brilliant energy source. Always, you know, brilliant energy source. I want it to come up for the water and go into the water column. 24th and 25th of February. Thank you, Barry Parsons. Hinder's Tutti Frutti smells like puke, Leon, Matthew Randall says. Can't be the same. Can't be the same. If it's the proper Tutti Frutti, I've still got a tiny little bit of it left. The actual liquid flavour, the original. If you smell it, oh, it's like that. Oh, my God. Makes you, makes you cough. If that doesn't make you do that, then it's not the same one. Little shout out to Sarah Scottson. Andy Dalton says, good to see you, Andy, on Facebook. What is a black chicken? Well, a black chicken is something that me and lots of my mates over the years have called a coot. One of these. That's a black chicken. Instead of calling them coots, we call them black chickens. God knows why, and God knows who come up with it about 30 years ago. But when we used to fish places like Darrenth and Yateley and Cart and all those sort of places, all them years ago, used to go, look, there's a black chicken, he's going to pick up your bait. And it just stuck ever since then. Evening, Brian Mills on Facebook. Graham Rowland says, oil does not mix with water, so they can't detect it. They can detect it if it hits them. Graham, I've watched fish in gin clear water. There's oil coming up from a boilie or a mix or whatever it was. They're swimming around and it's hit them. The oil particles is coming up. They're breaking on the top of the surface and the fish have gone down. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that if it wasn't for that oil hitting their sensory organs, then they wouldn't have dropped down. Might just be the movement of the oil and they're thinking, what's that coming from? But oil does not mix with water. One floats and the other one's heavier than the other. That's my outlook on it. I could be wrong, but that's my outlook on why it works. So I want it to float up. Frank O'Connor says, Leon, is it important to be comfy in the winter months? Most definitely. My gear doubles, Franco. Well, I've got a bigger sleeping bag, a cover, more clothing. I've got a couple of cookers. I eat properly, so it's more food to carry. In the spring and summer and the autumn, I'm light as anything, moving about, trying to find a fish. In the winter, I tend to stay in one place and have all the mod cons. Vultures, them black chickens, hate them, Leon. Where's the air rifle? Billy Mine says. What they've been doing lately this winter, I've been watching them, right? I've been watching these black chickens. What they do is they come out to your spot. If you've got a single or you've got bait out, they come out as if they're looking, they're going to go past. Really, you know, they're swimming quite fast, as if they're going from A to B. They come across, they know exactly what they're doing. Suddenly they go down, right near your spot. Swim a bit to the spot, pick up your hook bait, and then appear 5 yards after they've dropped it off the other side. Normally they'll congregate round, then they dive down. This winter they've been very sneaky, the black chickens. They've been coming at speed, dive like a little submarine. Oh, I've got a green laser pen, don't worry. Paul Bradley, it works a treat. Some of them must be blind or something, because on a lot of the black chickens, it works a treat. Some black chickens, they just don't care. You can laser them right up and they don't care. The Obsessive Carper says, thanks everyone, what a fantastic community we have. That's what it's all about, Darren. It's about supporting the guys who put themselves out there, do the blogs, do the live feeds. You know, give all that really good information. Catch you soon, Mark Wasercroft. Good for popping in on Facebook. Nathan Pugh says, Leon, what bait do you most likely like to use for carp? Well, not wanting to sound flippant, but the one that catches me the carp. So it might be a pop-up one day, it might be a bottom bait, it might be a bit of maize, might be a tiger nut. It depends on how the fish, or a zig, a bit of black foam. Depends. I'm not a one-trick pony. I might have 3 different rigs on 3 different spots in the swim. It's like when someone says, oh, what's your most favourite rig? And I haven't got a favourite rig. There's rigs I prefer, but I try and match the rig to where I'm fishing, whether it's weedy, if it's not, if the bottom's clean, if there's weed around it, if it's deep, I go zigs. And then it might be totally opposite to that, to how the fish are feeding. And then the next day, it might be totally opposite to that. They might want a floater, whereas the day before, they'd only feed in the bottom for first light. I don't tend to go, right, I'm just using that rig all the time. I like to mix it up a bit until I find a rig or a situation or a baiting situation or a swim or a spot that's doing me more bites than it normally would do, or more bites than the other things that I'm trying at the same time. When it's warmer, spring, summer and autumn, I move about a lot. I move about, I chase the fish, I hound them into submission with a lot of singles, but still bait a few little spots. Stephen Borum says, Leon, would you rate a boilie or black foam as a zig? All I use for zigs for the last 5 years is a piece of black foam. Now, I may put a different colour boilie stop on to just make me feel good. Whether it makes any difference, I don't know. But I only use black foam. I don't use anything else, because I found that gives me the best take ratio. Let's have a look. Well, Barry Pierce says he uses cod liver oil all year round and it does work. Everything will work. If you've got confidence, you could be using rock solid hard shelf life baits that they used to make 20 years ago, and you could be catching every fish you ever cast to. Doesn't matter what I say, doesn't matter what the so-called experts say, oh, you never catch anything on that because it's rock hard. If you're catching, if you feel confident in using that bait or that rig or fishing that swim, why does it matter what anyone else says? You've got the confidence, you're the person fishing, you're the person catching. Got having confidence what you're doing. Don't be blinkered or blinded by what anyone else says to you, because everyone fishes in different circumstances, on different waters, with different baits, with different rigs. That's the beauty of fishing. Not one thing will work. Not one thing is gospel. Some work better than others. Some work better than others for different people because of the way they fish. Don't be blinded. Do your own thing in fishing. Obviously, take little snippets from everyone else's, but don't go, you read an article and go, right, oh yeah, I've got to do this. I've got to buy that bit of kit. Otherwise, I'm not going to catch nothing. It's a load of rubbish. Graham the Dodge Green, good to see you. Do you have any other hobbies outside of angling, mate? Hobbies, I would say, are I run a business. So that's more or less my hobby, is my business. I would say I like football, although you could say I'm not really like football that much because I'm a West Ham supporter and all that comes with. Not really. My life is sort of, well, half my life's fishing, the other half is my business, which is about that much related to fishing. Rooster Nelthorpe says he uses cod liver oil all year and he never gets arthritis. There you go, you see, I love it. Stuart Harbour says, how do you get around crayfish waters? Stuart, I did a video on my YouTube channel. Go and check it out about crayfish and how to get around them. Tim Daly on Facebook says, on YouTube says, Leon, do you use helicopter rigs? I use helicopter rigs a lot of the time. I like the way that the line, if I'm fishing silt or something like that, I just want that little bit, I move the bead around, depending on how deep I think the silt is. There you go. The Obsessive Carper says some of the biggest carping filers have been caught on 2-foot hook links with a single bottom bait, totally against the norm. Guys, I do things which are totally against the norm and catch fish. Don't be stereotyped into, oh, you must have a 2.5-inch joddy and you measure it. Oh, it's got a bit, oh, the curve isn't enough, I have to tie another one. I'm telling you, it's not an exact science fishing. You might stick it in the margins in 2 foot of water where no one else would put a bait and you'll catch the biggest fish in the lake. It happens. I see it happen all the time. Don't be stereotyped into what everyone else says you should be doing. Do your own thing, make your own mistakes, find out your own things about liquids and bait and rigs and all that, and you'll be a much better angler. You will catch more fish for it. Ian Smith says, any more info on the social? The dates that I wanted, I can't get, Ian. So at the moment, it's a little bit up in the air. Carl G says, nothing is standard, nothing. Exactly. It's nothing. You just got to do what you think is what you should be doing or how you've learned from other things in your fishing. And that can change from day to day, from week to week, to month to month. You know, fish get used to the way they get fished for. One of the best bits of advice I ever got given many years ago by an angler, one of the best anglers I've ever met. I said to him, what would be your top bit of, you know, as I was learning my trade, what would be your top bit of advice? When I was hammering him for, you know, show me this rig, show me that, show me what bait, what this, what that. And I was, you know, disappearing up my own arse. I said, give me one bit of solid advice, what you would give that's your best bit of advice. So he said to me, right, if I go onto a lake, I watch what everyone else is doing and I do the opposite. So, which is brilliant advice when you think about it. He says most people will be using, on this particular lake, most people will be using the same size lead, the same sort of rig or the same length of hook link or the same baiting approach, because that's how people are catching. If 99.9% of people on the lake are using exactly the same type of rig and bait and everything else, then 99% of the fish are going to come out like that. But he would do something totally different, and he'd catch as many as all of them put together, doing something totally different. Because fish get used to, they get used to seeing bait the way it's spotted out, or if everyone's using a bait boat, then fish singles, or, you know, they get used to, because they're wild animals. You know, if a wild animal goes through the forest and the lion eats it every time it goes around that one corner, it's going to avoid that corner. Or if it knows, it sees 2 or 3 lions, it thinks, nope, I'll go the other way. If it doesn't see any lions that week, it's going to go through it, maybe. So they very, you know, fish get used to the way they get fished for. They get used to rigs that you use, like the chod rig. Everyone was on the chod rig. Everybody was using it, catching loads of fish. Then it slowly started tapering off. Funny bites, funny little lifts, indication. Not as many fish coming out. Lots of fish lost on the chod. Still a good rig. Always will be a good rig. But the fish have got used to how they're being fished for. So doing something totally different to everyone else, or using a forgotten tactic like the chod, like in 4 or 5 years' time, or if it hasn't been used on your water for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, bang a chod out, I tell you what, you start catching on it again. It's not a bad rig, it's just gone out of fashion, and the fish have wised up to it, or had wised up to it. Well, it's good to see that we've actually got people from Facebook here, people from YouTube, we're all contributing. It's great. 53 people on the Facebook page. Let's have a look at the 259 people still on YouTube. What a brilliant evening we've had, guys. Thank you very much for you all, whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, for coming in tonight and answering the questions, and for trying to get the Obsessive Carpers YouTube channel to over 1,000 subscribers. We've got to do it, Darren. We've got to get it over that 1,000 subscribers for sure. Guys, you can get these black chicken in 11 different colours, new t-shirts, only takes one bite t-shirts, keep on keeping on t-shirts, carpdog, whatever. Get yourself over to www.leoncarper.com. Also, we have a Facebook, a closed Facebook group where you can ask your questions in there. No question is a silly question. The community answers it, helps everyone out there. It's full of reviews, it's full of people asking questions about cookers and this, and other people giving their honest opinions and how they found these particular products and bits and pieces and different lakes, and it's just loads of really good information on there, and it's constantly being updated and people asking questions. If you're not already in the Facebook group, which I know a lot of you are, do a search for It Only Takes One Bite and ask to come in, and we'll let you in if you're a sensible person. And then ask as many questions as you want. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, get yourself over there. If you're not already on there, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. I upload videos Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. We go live on Tuesday and Sundays now, 7 o'clock. So there's lots there. There's a big catalogue of useful, hopefully helpful videos on there for you to have a look at as well. So get yourself over there if you haven't already. You might not want to. It's up to you. Manny Hunt says, always be different, don't follow the crowd. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. Black Belt Carper, Darren will be very happy that you sub for him. Thank you very much for showing the support. Stephen Borum says, Leon, do you think fishing on top of the weed in winter holds the temperature for the fish? Weed will always hold about half a degree to a degree warmer than the surrounding area because it's a bit more of a mass. A lot of the fish go in there. That's why when you see the leeches, they've been holding up either in silt or normally in a snag or in the weed. So if you have got weed in your lake, the lakes I'm fishing this winter have got no weed at all. I'll be fishing as close to that weed as possible. It's just that little bit warmer, and where fish are cold-blooded creatures, that little half a degree means the world to them. It really does. Hard Target says, big carp are smart. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that because a carp doesn't know he's big, does he? The bigger ones are normally older, so they have more experience of their surroundings, how they've been caught before, all the natural feeding areas. I mean, there's fish that go uncaught for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. They just feed in different places, or they feed in a different way, or they're just a little bit more clued up, allow some of the other fish to go into feed first. They're a little bit more wary. So I wouldn't... Smart in that sense, but they're a fish at the end of the day. They need to eat to survive. Always wary of predators, but a big carp doesn't know it's big. MJ Murr got his Carp Dog hoodie that he won at Christmas. We did a Christmas giveaway. And he's loving it. No problem at all. MJ Murr, glad you like it. 60 Carp says, hi Leon, what knot do you use to join the amnesia to the braid? It's the same knot that I use for joining any two bits of line together, where it be a braid and a fluorocarbon, or if I do a leader knot from my main line with a fluorocarbon leader, or when I'm tying up little combi rigs, or I'm tying up any type of two bits of line that I need to connect together, no matter how small or how big it is, I use a back-to-back grinner. Now I'm going to be doing a video, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, where I show you how to tie it. There's a couple of little bits to it that I do that it won't show you on the normal videos that you see. How many turns I do and things like that. But it's the most easiest knot to tie if you want to tie two bits of line together. So that'll be coming in the next couple of weeks, so watch out for that. John Deere Jack says, can you tie swivel to coat your braid? You can, but you need to wet it and bed it down. Wet it and bed it down. I'd much rather use a loop, put it through the swivel, back round, and let it lock up on itself. Plus, what that does is it gives you a little length of double hook link, which acts like a little bit of a boom, which throws out the rig when you're casting. So it's a little bit of an anti-tangle device. It acts sort of like one of them anti-tangle sleeves. So I normally tie a loop, put it through the swivel back, so it locks up on itself. Carp 197, good to see you, mate. Lee Price says, good live feed. Thanks, Lee. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all you guys on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget, guys, next weekend I should be on the Summit Tackle Stand at the Brentwood Carp Show. If you're coming, please come and say hello. You know, it'd be a pleasure to meet any of you guys who support the channel or the Facebook page or the YouTube channel. Come and say hello. Let's talk all things carpy. Jack Deere says, would you normally strip it because he's using called a stiff? Would I strip it? No, because the reason I would be using something called a stiff is because I want it to be stiff. I don't want to create a little bit of suppleness near the swivel. I want to create it at the other end. Chris Burns, he says, best hook, Leon? Really depends on what rig you're using and what situation you're using it in. There's not one hook I would say, yeah, that's my favourite hook, because I like long shanks, I like choddy hooks, I like curved shanks. I like them all for certain rigs in different situations. Again, I'll be doing some videos on each of the 4 or 5 different strains of hook. You know, like the curved shank, the long shank, and what sort of rigs are sort of they lend themselves to, and what the sort of hooking is from them, what they do, how they react with different materials and that. So look out for those as well. Big One show, the date for that, I think that's March sometime. Not quite sure. Godwin Carpet says, will you still be doing the live Q&A next Sunday? Yes, hopefully, after I've packed down the stand, hopefully I'll be back in time. It may not be 7 o'clock, it may be 8 o'clock next Sunday, but this Tuesday will be live at 7. Paul Clark says, after seeing your last video on pressure, air pressure and zigs, my lake's a maximum 10 foot. Would you recommend with pressure 1020? You've got nothing to lose, Paul. Give it a go. You know, fish it 8 foot, fish it 2 foot or 3 foot below the surface. You've got nothing to hold you back. Just give it a go. You'd be surprised. It may work. If you don't try, you won't know. Evening, Wayne. Good to see you, mate. Long time no speak. He's buzzing for Sandhurst on Thursday. His rods will be on the dance floor and looking to get his first carp of 2018. I'm looking to get my first one as well. Any info areas, pegs to head for on Sandhurst at the moment? They seem to be, there's the odd fish coming from the Bailey swim every now and again, but they seem to be from like the island swims downwards, the fish at the moment. Or the ones that have been caught anyway. Mandy Hunt says, always blob your knots. I always blob mine. Stuart Morgan, see you at Brentwood. Garth Sykes on Facebook said, what's your views on fluorocarbon hook links? I use Amnesia Clear or fluorocarbon for my D-rig. I really like them. Right, is that the time? Guys, 8 o'clock. Thank you very, very much for turning up on Facebook, turning up on YouTube. If you haven't hit that like, share the love, hit the like. I shall be back on Tuesday for another live feed, 7 o'clock. There's my Vlog 9 going out on Monday on the YouTube channel. There's one about braided mainline going on Wednesday on the YouTube channel. Guys on Facebook, if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, get yourself over there, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and you'll get notification of all these videos that I upload all week and the live streams. Thanks for turning up, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you Tuesday 7 PM for the next live stream. Have the really good Sunday evening. Speak to you soon.